let's have a go at making a Roblox avatar. So this is my niece's Roblox avatar. Every year she requests a birthday cake. This year she wanted her Roblox character. I've never played it. No idea what it is. Let me know in the comments below if it is something that you guys have had a go at. I'm gonna not make a cake. I'm just making her a cake topper because honestly I didn't have enough time to make her birthday cake this year, which I feel really bad about. So we're making it on a polystyrene base, but it does have to have a piece of cake card on the bottom so that it doesn't come into direct contact with the cake. And I'm going to cover it in a layer of pale pink. This one was modelling paste. I could have used fondant, but I thought modelling paste will firm a little bit harder. It's the Saracino one. I'm just turning it round, smoothing off the edges, just trim anything extra off the bottom. Also going to be using the Saracino modelling paste for the rest of her, because as you can hear, it's pretty hard. I've dyed it to like a blue colour, and I'm just going to roll it out, but keep it pretty thick. And I'm going to cut it into like a fairly solid-ish piece for the legs. So I'm just going to press it in a little bit up here. Go back to that bit later. Let's cut down the middle of the two legs. And then just using the knife gently to kind of put a mark in where sort of the knee area is. Cut a bit more off the top here. Now, the modelling paste is going to set firmer than using fondant, guys, for this, which is much easier to use when doing models. So I tend to use this Saracino one, but you can use whichever one you want. Those of you that watch me regularly will know I usually use this one. It's my sort of preferred choice. Coincidentally, I do have an affiliate link where you guys can get 10% off any of the Saracino products on their website, and that's for those of you guys in the UK and those of you guys in the US as well. So this time I have used some that was already coloured, and I have completely forgotten the colour of this one, but it's like a really pale, peachy, kind of creamy colour. I'm going to cut two little squares for the feet. I think the feet, like I say, I'm not good with Roblox. Don't know much about them. I'm going to use some wooden kebab skewers to put in the legs. And then we're going to just push this onto the polystyrene base. Oh, I have just added a little square of white under each foot as well. I don't know if it's supposed to be wearing flip-flops. No idea. But I've pushed them deep into the polystyrene, and then I'm going to start work on the head. Is it just me, or do these look a lot like Lego characters? Are they meant to look like Lego characters, or am I just completely wrong? So I'm going to squeeze this piece on the body, and then we're going to cut it to create a neck and shoulders. And you can just about see those sticks that I've got in there just about fit in the neck, which is fine. And then I'm going to roll a long thin piece, which is going to be her top. I don't know if it's like a boob tube she's wearing or what, I'm not sure. And now for the worst bit. The bit that I wasn't looking forward to was that my niece's avatar, Roblox avatar, is covered in little pictures of Stitch. Now I like Stitch, but I'm not great at drawing Stitch. Okay, so I feel like the one on the top wasn't too bad. I did it in edible pens. It did mean the colours didn't match exactly as they should have done, but I think it's okay. I did have to watch where I kept kind of catching the black with the other colours. It kind of smudged the black and made it look a little bit dirty. So I probably should have done the colours first and then probably the black outline after. So we'll try it that way around on the trousers. So there's lots of small ones on the trousers. So I'm just going to kind of roughly do it. I'm not worried about doing it exact. I know that sounds really awful. Not that my niece doesn't deserve perfectly drawn Stitch characters, but sometimes when things are quite repetitive, I get quite bored of doing them, and then I don't probably spend as long as I should on them. But here we go. There's a speed up now of me doing the Stitch. But yeah, what exactly is Roblox, guys? Let me know in the comments below. I'm not a big computer gamer, but I still know what a few mainstream games are, but I have heard of this, but I just don't really know what it is. Okay, so the head is going to be quite heavy. So inside I am going to put some Rice Krispie Treats, which is just Rice Krispies and marshmallows mixed together. I am using my template that I printed off of her character, just to make sure it's not too big. And then we're going to add a thin layer of like that pale skin colour to the front, and I've just put a lump on the back just to steady it while I'm working on it, otherwise it keeps rolling side to side. So I'm going to put the eyes in. She's got closed eyes, which I'm very pleased about because it's going to save me a lot of work. So I made them as an indentation, and then I kind of drew over them with that edible pen. I'm just adding a little bit of shading with a soft brush and edible food colours. These are so edible powders that we're brushing on there, and again same but in a little bit of pink. It might have been neater if I'd have rolled out those little eyelashes in black modelling paste, but I went with what I thought was easier for this one. My poor niece. Okay, let's cover like the top of her head because she's almost wearing like some kind of Stitch hat. Have you guys seen the other cakes I have made in previous years for my niece's birthday? Usually she goes for a big sculpted kind of cake. Well, not like huge, because she doesn't have huge numbers of guests at a party, so we don't ever need to go too big. I'll try and put some up in the corner of the screen. Some of them are already on here on YouTube for you to watch, and then some of them are actual classes that are on the website for people to purchase. Okay, so let's cut some thin strips, and these are going to go on as a bag strap, because it's got like a little purse or handbag, depending on where you're from as to what you call it. I only put the strap at the front. I should have put one at the back, but she's got so much hair on the back, I think, that at the moment I'm not too worried about adding a strap to the back. Okay, arms. Let's roll some thin pieces. Not too thin. A little bit chunkier at the top than at the wrist. Cut them at an angle where they're going to join on the body. Put a little bit of an elbow joint in. And then for the hands, and this is what reminds me a lot of the Lego figures. It's kind of like a little oval. It's kind of squished and hooked around. So I'm just going to do that around my paintbrush. I've put a really soft piece of paste between the hand and the arm. And again, this is a bit that I actually struggled with getting it to stick in place, especially because I wanted to add some dust colour to that, and I just didn't have time for it to set properly, so I couldn't put much dust colour on without knocking the hands off. So, hair. So I've mixed a very, very tiny bit of yellow with some white modelling paste, put lots of lines in there, I've cut a bit off the top, and then we'll cut some little pieces out the back so it's nicer shape-wise. Let's curve it around a little bit. I'm trying to make my life as easy as possible by going for fewer pieces. Originally, my plan was to, roll lots of small individual pieces of hair. But I remember last year I went to all the effort of making her cake. It didn't quite work. Lots went wrong with it. It was a stitch cake. And then the main bit she liked was actually the unicorn cake at the front of it, not rather than Stitch itself. I'll show you that. That's in the corner of the screen. I think there might be a version of it in here, but it's definitely behind the scenes in my subscription service. I'll put details below the video for you guys on the subscription service. Okay, so I'll just finish off by adding the front pieces of hair. And then we're going to make some little Stitch ears, just using ovals in blue and pink. The pink ones should be a little bit smaller than the blue ones. Let's cut a little triangle out of just the one ear. And these are to stick onto the handbag. Do you guys call it a handbag or do you call it a purse? Let me know. Okay, same again, but they need to be bigger now for the hat. And I don't have larger oval cutters, so we're just going to have to kind of freestyle this and squish them down by hand. Oh, they're a little bit untidy. I should have probably spent a bit longer on that. Okay, let's cut some circles, and we're going to stretch them to be more of a teardrop shape because I don't have the teardrop shape cutter in the right size. And these will go on for the little eye bits. Again, not convinced these are the right size, but there we go. They're on there. Same for the handbag. And then we want a pale blue bit kind of for the underside of Stitch's mouth on the bag. But doesn't have one on the hat. Do you guys have your own Roblox avatar actually? Is it something you design yourself? I'm presuming she designed it herself and they don't just come like this because she's such a big Stitch fan. Nostrils in. Let's add the eyes. So we start with a ball of black, make it a little bit more teardrop shape and then squish it down. So it's not completely flat, but I don't want them to bulge out too much either. Some more pieces of hair, just while I remember because I'll forget to add them later. I think I'm almost done at this stage. I think these front pieces of hair do make a big difference to what it looks like though. So some of the strands I've rolled just individually. And of course Stitch needs some teeth. Try to keep them fairly rounded, otherwise I think he'll look really evil if I make them pointed. And then we're going to use some white edible powder that we've just mixed with a little bit of water, and we're going to paint some dots or some little highlights in the eyes. Oh, I have not got a steady hand. I should have probably used a small ball tool for the dots because that would have made my life a bit easier. Usually I do, and I was too lazy to go find it. Just a couple of finishing touches now, adding a little bit of a deeper pink just to the edge of the base. I feel like it looks a bit plain, so I think maybe a bow for the front. So we'll just cut some strips in a slightly deeper shade of pink. I am sticking to modelling paste again because it's going to hold its shape better for pieces like this. So there's a little kind of triangle cut out the end of each one, and then I'm just kind of waving it at the end slightly. And then in the middle of the two pieces is where we will stick the bow. So it's kind of an oval squished down in the middle. Now you'll have seen me make bows like this before on some of our previous videos, and it was actually Alexandra Caldera, I could be saying her name wrong, that taught me to do it this way. And it's such a fab, nice way to do it. There might be a video on here that she made for us as well for you guys.
So hopefully my niece will like it.
She was actually really amazed by the base that spins around on the bottom, and that's the bit she wanted to put on her cake. I'm not sure how much she liked the topper, but she liked the spinny bit. There she is, finished. Let me know if you enjoyed this one, guys, or if this was something that you were not particularly interested in watching. And don't forget, keep on giving me your ideas, your future ideas of what you'd like me to make going forward for this YouTube channel.